I could just do this. Hey, Larry, let's just keep, you know what? We're walking down 6th Street. All right. Hi, I'm Jason White with eFilmCritic.com. I'm walking down with my shitty little camera, 720p video, with Larry Richman. Say hi, Larry.
Hi, Larry.
Hi, Larry. And I'm Jason. We're going to walk down 6th Street. It's the second night of music right now. I don't even...
Really the first, because most of the music people come in on Wednesday.
Yeah.
The festival has some music events on Tuesday. They've moved them up. But today is the official start of the music.
All right. So
tonight is the first night that all the South by Southwest Music Festival artists and attendees are here in Austin, and a lot of the film festival people are staying. So this, folks, is Texas version of Mardi Gras.
You said it. All right. So we just came out of a movie right now that was pretty awesome. It's probably one of the best documentaries I'll see this year. We're going to talk about it if you can pick this up. It was called Sound City. Dave Grohl, the legend, Nirvana, Foo Fighters, did this great doc just about the whole history of like the studio in which made many of the greatest albums of the 70s and 80s. And it was a real testament to technology. It was a real testament to the creation of music and how it was created. I loved all the technical aspects of it. I was really blown away by it. Larry, what did you think?
Well, for me, to give my personal spin on it, I was a DJ, rock and roll DJ, for 20 years.
Yeah.
And this was actually mentioned in the film. 8 out of the 10 records we played on the radio that I played every day were recorded at Sound City. And I can't tell you how many times I played those songs. So a good chunk of my adult life was spent playing records that were recorded at Sound City. Ultimately, it all comes full circle because Paul McCartney and the Beatles are probably responsible for a lot of the people you see in the street right now being here. He inspired so many people.
I think everyone's inspired by everyone you see here on the street. Look at this, everyone. Just look at how fucking nuts it is. This is why I love Austin right here. So anyways.
Certainly I wouldn't be if it wasn't for the Beatles. I wouldn't have gotten into the music industry. And of course Dave Grohl makes no secret of that fact either, that it was the Beatles that inspired him. To me, the Foo Fighters are like the Beatles of today, to some extent. But I look at bands that have carried on that tradition. I see the Foo Fighters. So here he is, there's Dave Grohl, and he got Sir Paul McCartney in his film, and then came out on stage for the Q&A, called on me, for which I am ever grateful. And my question to him was, tell us how you got Sir Paul McCartney into the film. And he spent a good chunk of time addressing me and the audience about Paul McCartney. And so that full circle moment with Paul and Dave and the Beatles and the Foo Fighters, and it all came together. It was such an emotional moment for me. I know it was for Dave, and hopefully for the entire audience.
Wow, I think so too, man.
And you videotaped the whole thing. You filmed the whole Q&A.
Illegally, I'm probably gonna get. We can't. This is like part of our South by South by confessionals.
We can cut this out.
Yeah, we'll do I gotta do little YouTube edits anyways. Half the shit's out of focus. It's just so
you're allowed to tape it. You're allowed to video the Q&A as long as you don't post it online.
What the hell is all this? Look at all this. We're walking by all of these cool these are all music related. I don't even think we can get in.
Well, I have a lot of invites that I RSVP'd for music events, so we should go party.
We should definitely go party before our midnight movie. Now let's, we talked a little bit about Sound City. Didn't you just find that it was just like a great movie, like something nice and loud? They did a great job with showcasing all the music and all the fun. And
the amazing thing is these are songs. Well, he said it in the Q&A. There were so many artists whose hit records that we all know and love, were recorded at Sound City Studios, and he was able to get all those artists to contribute songs to the film. Some people know that one of the biggest production costs on a film are the music rights to be able to get a hit song into a movie. It costs a lot of money. And for example, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, who recorded most of their albums at Sound City, Tom Petty has a lot of songs in the soundtrack in the film. That would have cost them, just for the Tom Petty songs alone, would have cost them $3 million.
And they got it for nothing.
Most of the movies here don't even cost $3 million for their entire production budget.
Yeah. Some of them cost $300. Some of them cost $30 and some change. Some of them cost you, like, you owe somebody a favor,
right,
and they show up in your shit for free. This didn't. Yeah. This kind of happened because Dave Grohl was, he just used. See, the thing I like about him is he just used all his connections. He just decided, look, I know what I have, and, and I'm going to use it.
Yeah, I mean, it's if anybody who recorded a record there got a call from Dave Grohl saying, look, we're making a movie and a soundtrack about Sound City. It's hard to imagine any of the artists who recorded there not saying, oh man, yeah, sure, of course, you're going to use my song. You can use that record.
Yeah.
Nobody said no.
All right, so let's get off the topic for Sound City. I think we're walking down Austin right now. We're just about walking in front of the convention center, and it just kind of got me thinking, like, especially watching this movie tonight, it kind of making me think of the best of South by Southwest. Like, we're sort of getting near the end. I've started to reflect. So, Larry, I want to know what you think are let's just say, if you could pick 3 gems at South by right now, what would you pick?
Well, certainly Evil Dead, which is a horror film, so it's not necessarily for everyone who might be listening or watching or reading our articles. So that's for horror fans. Then we have Before Midnight, which is, of course, the third in Richard Linklater's trilogy with Ethan Hawke and Julie Delpy.
Yeah.
That's more of a mass appeal, more of an adult film. And then I think the one winner for all audiences, and this is adults, kids, everybody, is a little indie called Mud. You'll hear about it. It is coming out.
Jeff Nichols directed that.
Jeff Nichols, who did Take Shelter, which was one of my top films of 2011. And that premiered at Sundance, came here. It was a winner. Everyone I know who saw it said it was their favorite film. It will be out there and people should see it. It's a charming film.
Yeah.
It will be 10 years from now a coming-of-age classic like Stand By Me is today, with a little bit of a twist.
All right, well, okay, here, film me, because I'm going to do my top 3.
All right, how do I do this?
Just hold the camera at me.
Okay, oh, I got it.
Oh,
dog.
Like
I see how this works.
What's up, Austin?
Oh, this is a camera.
I'm in a great mood tonight. All right, we were talking about Sound City, and we're sort of reflecting on the best of South by Southwest. Amazingly, I want to pick a top 3. Larry picked pretty much my top 3 movies. I fucking love Mud. Mud was a great film with Jeff Nichols. Did Take Shelter, and he also did Shotgun Stories. Michael Shannon in all 3 movies. Isn't that crazy?
Yes.
What was the name of the kid in the movie? The kid was fantastic.
Ty Sheridan.
Yeah. The great thing about that movie is it's an American indie. It uses everything, the great classic American storytelling.
Ty was in Terrence Malick's Tree of Life, but much younger at the time.
It's a Texas story, but it's also a story about America. The movie goes in crazy, unpredictable ways. I fucking loved it. Of course, I'll definitely give a shout out to Before Midnight. And Before Midnight is just classic. It's like the third in the trilogy of Richard Linklater's movies. Ethan Hawke, Julie Delpy, all fantastic in the movie. And of course, you mentioned Evil Dead, which is probably my favorite movie of the year so far.
It's this year's Cabin in the Woods.
Yeah, it is. It's every bit as good as Cabin in the Woods, which I saw 4 times theatrically. But another film that I want to mention that you didn't mention.
Well, you limited me to 3.
I know, but I was like, I got to pick another movie just to sort of showcase. You're Next, which is Adam Wingard's film.
Right.
Larry, you saw that in Toronto.
I saw it in Toronto.
And a whole bunch of my friends saw it at Fantastic Fest, which just drove me fucking nuts.
Right.
It was driving me nuts for 2 years because I wanted to see it so badly. And it was fun to finally get to see it and go absolutely crazy for it. It's a fun flick.
Yeah.
It is it's good spirited. It's really funny, really well written. It's just crazy madness for like 95 minutes. Woo! 95 minutes of just great, well-written insanity. And Adam Winger and Simon Barrett, the director and screenwriter, did a fantastic job, and it's coming out in August.
And they're also responsible for VHS 2. Which I saw at Sundance, and that's playing here.
Yeah.
And that's all Simon Barrett and Adam Wingard.
Yeah. Another documentary I want. Actually, I'm just keep mentioning movies that I like. There's another one. It's a documentary called Maiden Trip, which I saw yesterday. It's the story of 14-year-old Laura Decker, the girl from Holland who sails all over the world. She sails all over the world, like 50 gazillion miles, and she documents the whole thing by herself on this little sailboat. The movie is absolutely inspiring. It's touching. It goes to even like a girl like Laura Decker even inspired me to do better in my life. It shows that you can do anything if you use a little bit of determination. The movie is really lighthearted and fun. It's good for kids. It's good for families. It has a really nice, light attitude to it. So it's very moving and very inspirational. And I'm hoping that it gets more attention down the road. There's a lot of heart and a lot of soul in this documentary. And another one that was good was Medora, which was a basketball movie you and I saw last night. Sort of like this small town in Indiana.
Let me give a shout out to 3 more since you just did 10.
All right. Enough of looking at this face. Let's look at Larry.
All right. If I was going on to 3 more, one would be Medora, which, like you said, it's about a basketball team in Indiana, a high school team that goes without winning a single game for year after year after year. It's got a lot of heart and soul. It's not just a sports doc about kids. It's also about what's happened to America, small town America.
Yes.
And these little towns that have closed up shop, essentially. There's some great moments in the movie where it has nothing to do with the kids, but has more to do with what's happened to this country with factories closing. So there's a much bigger story around it. It's one of those films you don't have to be a basketball lover, sports lover, and I hope people will see this movie for the heart and soul that it shows about what's happened to small towns. Another one I want to give a shout out to is called Snap with Thomas Dekker and Nikki Reed. This movie is a little hard to take for a lot of people. It's dark. It covers some tough ground around surrounding issues of mental illness. But it's very well made, very affecting, very powerful. Another powerful, affecting movie that we saw today is called Cold Water. This is a great movie. This is a film based on true stories about these kids who were sent away to rehab facilities. They're basically camps in lieu of juvie. And there are no rules or regulations, and kids have died. Just look it up on the internet. Kids die at these places.
Yes.
Parents think, oh, I'm going to send this kid off for some tough love. And they'll pay for goons to come in and pick these kids up in the middle of the night and take them off to these camps.
Oh, hold on. We got to cross here.
Yeah. And he's like, well.
All right, we got a little off track there, but Cold Water's a good movie. I really like the one.
It's based on a true story. Essentially all unknowns, except James Burns, who plays the Colonel, who's from Call of Duty Black Ops. The star of the movie, PJ, if I get his name right, he's from New Orleans. I can't remember how to pronounce the last name. Bouduso, something like that. Boudreaux. I will get it. And he's the star of the film. It's his first big role. Breakout star. One of those actors I think we'll be seeing for a while. And I would put him on that list along with Ty Sheridan from Mud as a couple of breakout actors from the festival.
Cool.
So there's a few. And certainly a lot of great little American indies. Certainly some awesome documentaries, some great rock docs like the one we just saw from Dave Grohl called Sound City.
Sound City, I forgot.
So those are some of the highlights at this point.
Yeah, you know what, another thing we should mention, because we're almost at Bangers, we're going to get our Canadian poutine on, but let's talk about midnight movies, because this is one of the reasons why I'm here. All right, you see now every year Jared Neese puts out like this really amazing selection of movies. One that I want to say was fucking awesome I saw last night was called Cheap Thrills. Pat Healy, it's Neil Katz movie. He's this great, I know he's like an up and coming talent. This guy is amazing. It's just like this little budget shot movie about like sort of this guy's kind of down on his luck. He's broke, meets up with a guy played by David Koechner, and David Koechner has a lot of money. He's very rich, but he's also very bored. So he decides to, you know, play a couple of games for money. And I don't want to say any more about it. It's crazy. But I know you didn't see it, but there's one that I know you and I saw Monday night. It has the greatest fucking title ever. It's called Big Ass Spider. And I think I turned a few heads as soon as I said that because they thought there was a big ass spider kicking around. But Mike Mendez is like this great B filmmaker.
I've described it as Ghostbusters meets arachnophobia.
That's absolutely true.
It's fun. It's like a throwback to great 50s and 70s B-movie horror.
And Harryhausen.
But with a big budget, great CGI, high production value. It's a step up from what one might see on, let's say, Sci-Fi Channel or Sci-Fi Channel. This is the kind of film that you could just go and have a good time. This is a midnight, Friday night, Rocky Horror type film.
Oh, absolutely.
That people will be learning the lines and be able to recite them, and will show for years and years and years, and it'll just be a fun time.
It's going to make a great Blu-ray too. It's going to make something that you want to watch, you know, with a couple of buddies, a whole bucket of beers.
Right.
And I know you don't drink. I'm just talking about me. Great stoner movie too. It's got a lot of funny things. Greg Grunberg, I want to give a shout out to. He was the lead in the movie, and he was absolutely just a lot of fun in this flick. Very high energy. The whole cast was great. Like the whole cast was really good. It's playing tomorrow night. I want to go watch it again, but I don't have time. But so I think that's really about it. We're running out of light. This is not.
We're not done. This is the end of night 6, and there are still 3 full days of films to go.
That's right. We should actually come back and do another one before we go. Now, we should sign off for now because I'm going to run out of video here.
And we're going to be overpowered by the music.
Yeah. So, Larry, give a quick shout out to your sites.
Indie Film Spotlight. That's indiefilmspotlight.com.
Yeah.
Who knew? And pronetworks.org/independent_films. That's
Sweet.
it.
Hey, where can I follow you on Twitter, Larry? I'm following you already, but I want to follow you again because you're so
Larry
awesome.
411.
That's easy to remember.
Larry, the man with the info. Larry 411.
Yeah. I first met this guy on IMDb, and the rest is history. And you can find me, Jason White, at efilmcritic.com. I've got filmmaker interviews, reviews of films coming up the fest. I've got a top 10 coming up. I'm going to be posting a lot of photos. You can follow me on Twitter, Jason White, JASONWHYTE. Facebook.com/Jason White. Please add me. It's a public account. And listen, we are having such a great time. Larry, are we having a blast?
We're having a blast.
We're gonna have a blast.
You gotta get this thing on film.
Okay, we're actually gonna let this video run a little bit more because what the fuck is this coming by? Let's wave. Maybe they'll wave back.
It's the big.
Hey, you are awesome. I love it.
It's the Big Ass Centipede.
It's the Big Ass Centipede, the sequel. Okay, I'm gonna send this video to Mike Mendez. Big Ass Centipede in Disney Digital 3D. But listen, we're walking to a place because I need Canadian poutine, and there's a place here called Bangers that does it. So
I even called them on the phone and make sure they actually use real squeaky cheese curds and not mozzarella or cheese whiz or American slices.
It's amazing. We're on day 6 right now. We're on day number 6, and I can't believe how crazy everything has gotten. But I'm having such a great time. Larry, you're having a good time, right?
I'm having a blast.
You are having a blast. I've been seeing a lot of shows with you.
A lot of shows.
Yeah, a lot of good shows here at the festival. A lot of good music.
Not necessarily by design. It's just, we just both have to have excellent taste.
I think we're very lucky too to have such a good ironclad schedule, and I'm seeing a lot of stuff. You caught at Sundance and TIFF.
We've shifted on the fly. We've seen a couple of films together.
Oh, I switched 2 shows today.
I did too.
I posted my Twitter thing, and it was just like, this is it. Yeah. This is I'm changing because I just wanted to go here instead, and that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Cool. Here
we're here.
Here's the place.
A line.
And there's a line to get in. But this is the place right here. This is banger. So anyways, we're going to sign off. It's Jason and Larry saying good night. We're going to get some food.